Do you know Iceland? Has Iceland already aroused your desire to travel? Many tourists look curious at this destination so rich and beautiful in natural beauty. Rest assured that visiting Iceland will be an incredible experience. Alright guys. I wanted to ask for your help so I can continue with this work. So that in the future it becomes a source of income for me and my family. I thank you for your support. Iceland is an island in the middle of the North Atlantic with just over 100,000 square kilometers. Even so, it is enough to be the second largest island in Europe, second only to the United Kingdom. With geological characteristics very different from the rest of the continent, Iceland is known for its volcanic formation, barren soil and Scandinavian climate. What for many years was even a problem for the country's development. But, on the other hand, it has maintained a well-preserved area. Iceland is a country that has become increasingly known for its natural beauty. There is more and more talk about the peculiarities of this island that is full of sympathy, history and, of course, impressive landscapes. Mountains, glaciers, northern lights, waterfalls and ice caves are just some of the options. Iceland is such a unique country that it is difficult to compare it with other countries in the world. A case of Europe, an island that is there on the way to America and also in the North Pole. Iceland, as well as its surrounding islands, were formed due to the region's great volcanic activity. It is true that the Scandinavians arrived on the island in the 9th century, but through the radiocarbon it was found that there were inhabitants centuries before. The capital Reykjavik was founded in the year 874. And another landmark is the founding of the Alþjóðaþing, the Icelandic parliament, in the year 930 that still works today. Considered the oldest parliament in human history, Iceland went through successive Scandinavian independence movements until it effectively became independent from Denmark and became a republic. Throughout its history, it also suffered from the Black Death and passed in 1783 through the affliction of the mist, with the eruption of the Loki volcano, which killed half of the animal species, several plants and part of the population. Land of ice and fire, the country brings several examples of social and environmental development. There we also find a series of curiosities that make us question whether Iceland really is part of that world. Despite having already played a secondary role on a stage where the Nordic neighbors of Sweden and Norway were the main characters, Iceland started to gain all the spotlight to show the world of tourism everything it has lost in these years. Huge underground ice caves in expansion, the most imposing volcanoes, relaxing thermal baths, waterfalls, geysers, black sand beaches, steaming lava fields, northern lights, midnight sun and an entire population with a certain degree of kinship. Not to mention the landscapes so convincingly lunar that American astronauts who landed on the moon have been training there. Perhaps the only imbalance that Iceland presents is the oversupply of the most beautiful landscapes that the world could have ever imagined. Icelanders also represent one of the happiest people in the world, with one of the highest rates of literacy and human development. Social equality is impressive, everyone attends the same environments and enjoys the same schools and hospitals, regardless of professional occupation. With a liberalist policy, the country stood out as one of the most developed, but the consequence came in the crisis of 2008, which generated many unemployment. Icelanders organized themselves in a participatory democratic model to discuss the constitution itself. The population opposed measures aimed at the interests of the big banks, which many critics say was responsible for the island's recovery, unlike what happened with other European nations. A place full of traditions, beautiful scenery, and believe me, it is on your planet. Thanks for watching. The next Your Earth visit is a must. To the next.